Hi everyone! In our art lesson today we're going to try to make a food friend who can join us in all of our video chats. Okay, let's get started. To make a food friend emoji, what we're going to need is some cardboard, a pencil, some scissors, some glue, or you could use sticky tape. And if you don't have any card, don't worry, you could just use paper. And I'm going to use paints as well. But again, if you don't have any materials, don't worry, you can just be creative and try and think of a different way to do things, okay? You can always just ask and I'll come up with lots of ideas for you. Okay, so our first step is decide what food character you're going to make. So I think I'm going to try and make a carrot, because I think a carrot will be a really fun food friend to have on my video chats. So first of all, I need to draw the outline of my carrot. And so it's an oval shape at the top and it comes down into a point at the bottom for our carrot shape. Okay, hopefully you can see. And then if you like, you could have some leaves coming out of the top for your character, so it can have some nice green spiky hair on our character. Once you've got the main shapes, you can then cut out a cardboard, and it might be quite tricky, so you may need a little bit of help with this part from your parents for the cutting stage. Okay, I've cut out my carrot, and as you can see, it's a huge, big cardboard carrot. But as I say, if you don't want to use cardboard, if it's too difficult, or if you don't have any cardboard at home, you can draw your food friend on paper instead. So I've drawn the outline of my carrot and the spiky hair of my carrot character, and I'm going to cut carefully around the outline to cut out my character, being careful of my fingers. Okay, so I'm cutting in towards the shape of the carrot, and then I take the spare pieces of paper away as I go. Into this part here, and then it's quite tricky to cut that way around, so I'll turn my paper around and I'll go from this side, and it makes it much easier to cut out. So I'm always cutting in towards the tricky parts. I should just pull off. Okay, so we have our carrot shape, and we have a paper version, and we have the big cardboard version as well. Our main shape of our carrot cut out. The next step is to take some paint. So I'm going to pause the video there while I go and get my brushes. I now have a nice big paintbrush, a water pot, and some nice bright orange paint. And I'm going to squeeze my paint into this tray and cover the whole of the carrot with orange paint. I'm going to wet my brush first, and I'll carefully wipe my brush on the side of the pot, then dip with the paint, and I'm going to carefully paint over the whole carrot. And I'm using my brush going from side to side, so that it makes the carrot look a little bit round. So I'm going one way and then the other.
Lots of nice bright orange paint. You could always put some newspaper down on the table, or some scrap paper. Scrap paper any paint on it, but I'll just make sure I wash mine as soon as I've finished. And a bit more paint. And instead of putting lots of paint out to start with, I'll just put out a little bit of paint, and then if I need more, I can get more paint. It's easier than having to put it back in the bottle. And right up to the edges of the cardboard. Bit more paint. I need to do the bottom of my carrot friend. Right round the edges as well.
If your paint isn't spreading very well, you can always wet your brush a bit more and it should help the paint to spread a bit more easily. Okay, so there we have a nice orange coloured carrot. Hopefully you can see that. And then you would just do the same with the paper one as well. Okay, so if you want your paper carrot painting orange, you could do it in the same way, or you could use pencil crayons, you could use wax crayons, you could use watercolour paints, you could even use collage if you wanted to use bits of orange paper and cut out the bits of paper and stick them on. You can do it any way you like with whatever materials you've got.
I just want some nice bright orange carrot so it looks lots and lots of fun. All adds to our healthy eating rainbow.
It's dry now, and then I'll come back and add some green paint for the top. My orange paint is dry, so now I'm ready to paint the green hair or the leaves. I think I'll get a smaller brush this time. This one's a little bit big. I'll dip my paint in the brush and wipe it to make it nice and smooth. And then I'll spread the paint again to cover all of the cardboard. I'll do the middle bits first, and then I'll go around the edges to make sure I haven't missed any.
It's easy as paint going across the cardboard so that you can get into all these little grooves.
Oh, here's Otto, my cat. He's come to help. He's decided he quite likes to paint. Cover all of this leaf with this nice bright green so that we have a nice colourful carrot.
Okay, a little bit more paint.
They cover the leaf, there we go. I think that's it. I think Otto's impressed. And now I'll paint the leaves or the hair on my smaller carrot character, my food friend. I'm just going to paint right over the edges because it will be easier, and then I will wash the table. But you can put some newspaper down at home so that you don't get it all over your table. Okay, I think that's done. So I'll just put those to dry and I'll wash the table, and then we're ready for some eyes. Okay, now that I've finished painting my carrots, I'm going to make some eyes. So for the big carrot, I'm going to use some card for the eyes. So I need to start off by drawing 2 circles. So I can just draw my circles like this, but if you need a little bit of help, you could maybe find something that you have at home, something round. So I have a roll of sellotape I could use, so that would make a really nice, good round eye. And then when you've drawn your eye, you can cut them out. I'm going to need 2. So I'm going to decide which one I think is the best size. Once I have one eye, I can use it to help me make the second one. I'll just find another bit of card, and then I can put the card on the eye on top, and I can draw around it so that I get them both exactly the same size. So I have 2 eyes for my carrot. There we go. So I'm going to paint those bits white, and then we need a smaller bit to go in the middle, which I will paint black. So I'm just going to cut that a little bit smaller. That's better. And then I need my scrap card again to draw around. Bits are going to be black and these are going to be white. Okay, so I'll squeeze a bit of black paint out for the middles of the eyes, and I'll cover the card with black paint. Being careful not to paint my fingers. It's a bit tricky. There we go, there's one. And there's the second one. Now I can paint the other part right with white. Just need to find my white paint. I'll dip my brush on both sides and smooth it out. And then I'll cover the big circle with white paint this time. So the small ones are black and the big circles are white. And then they need to dry. But if you're making your carrots out of paper, then you can do exactly the same thing, but instead of using card, you can use some white paper. So you'll just draw your circles. So you can use something to make your shapes if you like. So because the paper's already white, then you only need to cut out the white circles.
Cut out the white shapes.
And actually just paint the dots in the middle, I think, with paint.
Small brush. Or you could use if you've got felt pens at home, you can maybe use a felt pen for the eye. Or you could cut out another shape if you wanted to, and stick down like we did before.
If you've got any googly eyes at home, you could use those too. So there's lots of different ways that you can make the eyes. Okay, so I think I'm quite happy with those eyes. And so when that's dry, we can stick the eyes on, and then we're almost finished. But I think what it needs is a big smiley mouth. So I'm going to draw a straight line and then do a curved line underneath, because I think it's going to be a big happy smile.
And I'll cut out the mouth. And then I think for the mouth I'll paint this nice bright pinky red. That's got to be it. Let's see how it goes. Okay.
So again, I'm going to cover all of this paper with the pink for the smiley mouth. It's starting to look like a happy carrot now. Okay, I'm going to draw my nice smiley mouth for my big carrot character using card. And I'll paint it with the same pink. So again, I'm just covering all the card with the paint. And if I need more paint, I'll get it out. But I'm trying to put as little out on the palette as I can so that we don't waste the paint. And then there's less to clean up too. Okay, so that's my painting done. I need to wash my brushes. And I'm going to stick the eyes onto my carrot. So I've got some PVA glue, some squeezy glue, and I'm going to just squeeze some onto this scrap piece of card. It will make it easier. And then I'll use a brush to stick it on. But you could use a glue spreader as well, or if you've got a glue stick. So I'm going to start off and put some glue on the back of the black part of the eye. And then I'm going to put lots of glue on, and I'm going to stick that near the top of my white circle. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the black circle over again, get some of the glue, the gloopy glue, and I'm going to stick that, spread that all over the back of the black dot. And I'll turn that over and stick it near the top of the white circle again. It will still move around a little until the glue dries, but you've just got to be patient and leave it there. Then once you've got those, you can turn them both over, and you can cover the back of the white circles or your eyes with the gloopy glue, and we'll have one eye up there, and we'll have the other one. Just might need a little bit more glue. Spread it all over so it sticks really well. And stick the second eye there. And then while we've been doing the eyes, the mouth is dry enough to stick as well. So we can stick the mouth on in exactly the same way, put the glue on the back, and then decide where we want the mouth. I think it can go just there. Okay, now we have it, our happy little carrot character, our food friend emoji that we can have with us on video chat. Okay, and if you're using paper, let's just bring this one back. You could always just use the, if you have a glue stick, should stick these easily as well. So I'll just put a little bit of glue on the back of each eye, the black dot at the top, so that it looks as though it's looking upwards, makes it look happier. And then the mouth. And then because this one's a bit smaller, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this one a little bit of a stick at the back to make it like a puppet. So I've got a chopstick, and then I'll get some sticky tape, and I will just turn it over, put the chopstick on the back in the position that I want it in. You might need to get some help to hold it still and to find the end of the tape. Okay, and then find my scissors. I like to stick my sellotape on the end of the table and put little bits. So I've got a small piece of tape there, and I'll stick that near the bottom, and then another one near the top. We have our carrot character. If it's a little bit floppy, you could maybe put a little bit of, get another stick, or I might just put just a bit of card there to hold it still. So it all depends what materials you've got at home. Be creative, have fun, and there we have it, our little carrot character. Bye!